Welcome back. So today we're going to talk about kind of the pros and cons, I guess, of HIIT style classes. So anything that any class that you go to, like F45, Orange Theory, classes that you go to at the gym, like HIIT, or Zumba or step classes or weighted classes where you go from circuit to circuit, circuit style training. This pretty much applies to all of those styles where they integrate resistance training like weights with cardio, anything that does that together. I'm just going to kind of explain the pros and cons of it, and we're going to keep it super concise so that way I don't ramble. So I have 3 pros and 3 cons, super easy. So basically I'll start with the pros. So the pros are, it builds community. They do a great job of making people, want to keep coming. So that's actually number two. Reason number two is that it keeps you motivated because you want to go see your friends, or you like the music that they play, or the high energy class just gets you excited. So you like doing it. So those are great things. Obviously, it's going to keep you going so that way you don't quit and you don't stop exercising, because regardless of maybe the exercise not being the best for your specific goals, something is better than nothing, right? So it kind of keeps you motivated and keeps you going because of the other aspects of the class. And they build community, so you can meet friends, you guys kind of like encourage each other. So they do a really good job at doing that. And another pro, I would say, this is dependent though, if you have a good coach, because unfortunately, anybody can be a certified trainer, and there are a lot of really bad coaches out there, and there are a lot of really good ones out there. So if you get lucky and you find a place where there is a good coach who is able to, teach you proper form, and even though you're doing the exercises at way too high intensity of levels, if they're able to still put you in a proper squat or a proper push-up, or show you how to do a proper overhead press, they're still able to show you like basic fundamental movements and have you perform them well. That's also an advantage, because then you can take those great exercises that they're teaching you and apply them in another way. And you're going to build strength regardless, especially in the beginning, because we all know if you're a beginner, anything works. So those are really the main pros of any of those types of classes. So if you have a good coach, it's a great benefit. A one-on-one coach is anywhere from like $70 to $150 an hour per session. So obviously, if you have a good coach who's doing it in a group setting, then you're getting that coach for a third or less than that of how much the coach would actually cost if you hired them one-on-one. So those are great parts of it. Community keeps you motivated, keeps you wanting to come. The cons of it, though, are going to be that those style of classes typically promote burning and losing muscle and not fat. So what actually ends up happening is that you will lose weight, but majority of it is going to be muscle. So when you're done, with your weight loss goal, you might look at yourself and say, I don't look like someone who does 4 or 5 HIIT classes a week. Like, I should look fit. Like, why don't I look fit? It's because of the training style that you're doing. So it's great, like I said, for health benefits. It's better than absolutely nothing. So I don't want to totally crap on it, but I do want to be real with you about what it is that you're getting out of those classes. And so yes, it will work in the beginning. And then eventually you'll start to notice, like, why don't I look like I work out? And why am I killing myself 5 days a week, but I still don't look like I work out? And why am I having to eat such little calories? It's because those types of classes elicit that type of response. So it slows down your metabolism by burning muscle and maintaining your fat. So overall, what ends up happening is that you end up a higher body fat percentage. And then your body, by doing those quick, explosive exercises, with, probably very minimal resistance training, and just doing it so quickly, not taking breaks and stuff like that, you're signaling to your body that we need to become efficient at doing this. So the first time you do the class, it's going to feel like you're dead. So that's what's addicting. So you're going to want to come back because you're like, oh yeah, this is it. This is that secret sauce. So the first time you do the class, the next time you do the class, it still feels really hard. And then as the weeks go on, eventually the classes don't feel as hard because your body has adapted to those classes. So what happens is your body adapted to that like type of stimulus. And so it is going to require less energy from you. So you're actually can do the same exact class that you always did, but you're going to burn significantly less calories because your body has become efficient at it. And that's what happens. So those classes kind of lead to just eventually you're like, okay, I guess I got to do 6 classes a week. I guess I got to add more cardio. I guess I got to eat less. So it really just promotes that move more and eat less and less. And just even if you don't love to eat, if you're not a foodie, you're like, oh, I could care less about food. Our bodies still need to be able to handle the types of food that are in our country and just the volume of food that is everywhere. Regardless of whether you are a foodie or you don't even care that much about food or you don't care to eat, you need to make your body as efficient as possible as, consuming calories, building muscle, keeping yourself nice and lean and healthy, not just for aesthetic purposes, obviously, for all other like chronic disease purposes. So those are pretty much the cons of it. I feel like I rambled a little bit, so I'm going to go down them one by one. So it promotes the burning of muscle, not fat. So it actually slows down your metabolism by many different things that I already covered. And it teaches the body to just be efficient with those calories. So like I said, eventually you get into the system where you have to move more and burn less. So a better alternative, and here's the thing, if you don't care, if you're at a healthy body fat percentage, you're doing these classes and they're not the best thing for you, but you love your community, you love your coach, you have seen some progress and you don't care about the rest, then keep doing them. This is not to deter you from doing them. This is for somebody who is killing themselves doing that style of workouts and then complaining on the back end of, why am I not seeing results? I'm killing myself. I'm doing all this. I'm sweating so hard. I'm doing 6 HIIT classes a week. I'm doing all this stuff. I'm running. So this is for that individual. If you love that and you are happy with your progress and happy with where you're at and you're at healthy body, your body's healthy and everything, your mind is healthy, please keep doing that. This is not to steer you away from that, because if that motivates you and keeps you healthy, I want you to keep doing that. This is for those other individuals. So if you're struggling to see progress, you want to develop your arms or your back or your legs, you want to, you want to tone your body, in order to do that, you need to build a good amount of muscle. And then obviously cut down on any extra fat that you have. So that way you can see that toned look. So strength training promotes that. A proper strength training where you do a set of 8-10 reps, take a 2 to 3 minute break, do it again at like really heavy loads, maybe like 1 to 3 reps shy of failure. Or another way to explain it that I think is easier for people to understand is like your rate of perceived exertion. So whenever you do a set, your like RPE, rate of perceived exertion, should be at maybe like a 7 and 8. It should be super hard. It shouldn't be like a 5 where, oh, I could do like 5 more reps of that. That's the same thing as saying 1 to 3 reps shy of failure. But I think a lot of people don't really understand what failure is. So maybe RPE might be easier, but that just basically means like you should be pushing heavy to the point where you're like, man, I almost didn't get that, but you maintained form. You got the last few reps, you got it done. That is proper strength training. And most people really don't need that much. Most people can benefit greatly by, 3 really good, like intense strength training workouts, maybe 45 to, 75-minute workouts a week. So that's just kind of the bigger kicker whenever we're talking about those types of classes, is that especially if you're a person who is trying to see like aesthetic changes, is that you are literally killing yourself doing all of this work and you're like, I don't understand. So you are disciplined enough to do it. You have the mindset of where you want to do it, but you're just not doing it the right way. And so you just end up spinning your wheels and working so much harder than you have to. That's the biggest thing. For the goals that you want, most people would benefit from just increasing their protein, making sure they're getting enough steps, and a proper strength training program where you strength train at a heavy intensity 3 times a week. If you love the gym, then obviously you can manipulate your workout so that you're in the gym more often. Or if you don't have time to be in the gym 3 times a week, you can manipulate it again to where you could be in the gym less often and it will still work. Okay. So strength training promotes muscle building, it promotes fat loss, it increases your metabolism. It obviously makes you stronger, but it just makes pretty much, if your goal is fat loss and aesthetics, proper strength training makes that, I don't even want to say 10 times easier because it's more like 100 times easier. Okay. And like I said, you're not gassed after every workout. Like, you should leave a workout feeling like, that was good. I pushed myself. I have energy now. Let me go about the rest of my day. Not you're laying on the floor in a puddle of sweat, like, whew, or throwing up in a trash can. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are all signs that that's your body telling you this isn't it. You did too much. You pushed past certain limits. So basically that's the overview, kind of, just, I'm going to put in the details, kind of just write it down step by step. So that way you can go back and read them just in a list format. But if you have any questions about what I said, or you want me to explain any of it, please don't hesitate to comment or send me an email, DM me on Instagram. I really don't care, because I know there's a lot of nuance to this. And I know oftentimes the instructors that are teaching those classes look maybe, strong, and they have tone and muscle and things like that. But what you're not understanding is that those coaches aren't doing that, or at least not that entirely for their programming. They might be adding a class here or there, maybe. Or if they are doing only that for their programming, they started with a solid foundation of muscle. So, yeah. All right. Pretty sure I covered everything. Yes, I did. So I'm going to let you go. If you have any questions or anything, just please comment below. Or like I said, find me on Instagram, shoot me an email. I don't care. Just get a hold of me and I'm happy to help. All right. Bye.